Try a door.
Not only pulled me out, then he pushed me down and forward.
Anybody else? What's wrong with your wife?
I can't breathe.
We started giving him command to get on the ground.
Okay.
And he was non-compliant, so we told him to step outside. He wouldn't step outside. So when Bill grabbed him, came out, he lost his footing, fell to the ground.
Okay.
A settlement of $1 million lawsuit has reached after 71 years old. Standing there in a bathrobe, confused, disoriented, trying to figure out why officers are screaming at his door, and within seconds, was violently dragged outside and slammed onto concrete.
I'll be back. I got a sledge in my truck. Hang on.
That person coming to the door.
Got one coming to the door.
Is that him going upstairs?
I don't know. I can't see.
Mike just went upstairs. Try a door.
The entire situation began with a 911 call, one that should have immediately raised concerns about reliability. The caller, the man's wife, who was suffering from dementia and in a delusional state. She told dispatchers that her husband had shot her in the head.
Open the door!
Open the door!
That's him.
Subject inside. He's inside. All right. Come to the door.
Come to the door!
Open the door.
Open the door! Let's see your hands! Come out here!
Instead of slowing things down, instead of asking basic questions like, "Is everyone okay?" or "Where is your wife?" officers immediately escalated. Commands were shouted. The tone was aggressive. And within seconds, literally seconds, they physically grabbed him, yanked him out of his home, and threw him face first onto his front steps. The cop was sitting on his back, and the claim, the 911 call, was absurd in its nature. How someone can call with a bullet in their head. The cops did not think of it as a prank call, but a serious situation, and rushed immediately, making decisions with no intellect.
I'm behind you. I'm behind you.
No! I got your back. No, I...
Is everybody else in the house?
Someone cuff him. Here's cuffs. Start. Here.
Anybody else in the house?
Put cuffs on. No, I...
Your wife.
Please.
Anybody else? What's
I
wrong
can't.
with your wife?
I can't breathe! I got two artificial...
There's one.
I got two artificial shoulders. Give me your other hand. Give us your other hand. Hey! I live here in a room. Oh.
A 71-year-old man in a bathrobe, no visible weapon, no blood, no signs of violence, no aggressive movement. At that exact moment, the situation changed. The law requires officers to reassess continuously. You don't get to rely forever on the initial 911 call once new facts emerge.
You are nuts. And you busted my what the hell is your deal? Jesus Christ.
And there she was, the wife, a dementia patient in her 70s, all okay. What they had right in front of them was a non-threatening elderly man who had not yet been given a meaningful chance to comply. And this is where the escalation becomes legally questionable, fast.
You want to step over here, sir?
So nobody kicked the door in?
He opened it.
Oh, okay.
He went by us and then started going up steps. So we started ordering him through the door to come down and open the door. He opened the door. We started giving him command to get on the ground.
Okay.
And he was non-compliant, so we told him to step outside. He wouldn't step outside. So when Bill grabbed him, came out, he lost his footing, fell to the ground.
Okay.
And then we just basically took him in custody.
All right. I was told that you all kicked the door in.
Cases across federal circuits have reinforced this principle. You cannot treat compliance delays, confusion, or hesitation as justification for violence.
Like J-Town initially started to get the door and it wouldn't force. So
Okay.
we went to go get alternative measures.
Okay.
And we initially saw him go up the stairs.
Uh-huh.
And we started again trying to gain entry. He was at the top of the stairs, go come to the door, and he's like, "What are y'all fucking doing here?" And then he ended up coming down to the door, and we gave him several commands to open the door, and he finally did.
Okay.
And Dave said, wouldn't come out, wouldn't get on the ground. Pulled him out, and he lost his footing and stuff.
Mr. Serapiglia later described the moments as horrific and said officers later claimed he was non-compliant. But what does that actually mean here? Did he attack them? No. Did he run? No. Did he threaten them? No. He took a few seconds to process what was happening.
He actually not only pulled me out, then he pushed me down and forward, which was totally crazy. Did any of these officers get disciplined for what they did? From what I understand, I don't think they did.
Courts have consistently ruled that failure to instantly obey commands, especially under confusing or high-stress circumstances, does not justify the use of force. The Ninth Circuit, for example, has explicitly stated that mere non-compliance without active resistance or threat does not warrant significant force.
Well, utmost respect for police officers, but not anymore. No. No more. I was flying off the porch. That's how much time they gave me, and they said I failed to comply. They had me pushed down into the brick pavement so hard I couldn't even breathe.
How officers described what happened added insult to injury.
He was non-compliant, so we told him to step outside. He wouldn't step outside. So Bill grabbed him, came out. He lost his footing, fell to the ground.
He actually not only pulled me out, then he pushed me down and forward, which was totally crazy.
Sarah Piglia says the whole ordeal simply shattered his trust.
Did any of these officers get disciplined?
And then this incident led to an internal investigation, as well as investigation from Department of Justice against LMPD, which led to a huge landmark finding that LMPD officers were not properly trained and were repeat offenders of law.
We asked LMPD if the officers involved were investigated for their truthfulness or use of force. LMPD confirmed there was an internal professional standards unit investigation, but will require us to file a request to get those public records.
The mayor of the city also landed in hot waters after the Department of Justice's reports and clarified the situation to whatever extent he could.
Good morning, Kentuckianas. Eric King had a specific question for the mayor about the officers involved in this investigation.
Mayor, I'm not sure if this is to you, the chief, or the attorney general. I'll just let you guys sort it out. But in the findings of the investigation here that seem to implicate a number of officers doing a number of different things that were against protocols or procedures or the law, will those officers be investigated in any way, reprimanded, and if so, by what agency?
I'll start, and then whoever else wants to take that can. We have just received the details of the findings late yesterday. Two members of our administration have read the report in confidence, and so we will be, the chief and myself and our teams, will be reviewing the details of the findings that we were made aware of. And some of these incidents have already been reported and are known and have gone through an investigation process. Others may not have, and we will be looking at each one of those incidents as we review the findings report and the incidents they cite in further detail.
He filed a lawsuit alleging excessive force, unlawful seizure, and civil rights violations. And the case didn't just disappear, it ended in a settlement. A $250,000 settlement. The lawsuit filed on behalf of Frank Sarah Piglia in March 2020 was dismissed this March after being settled, with Louisville Metro Police liable for $245,000 and the Jeffersontown Police Department paying the other $5,000.
The elderly man injured his shoulder and head and was taken to the hospital after the takedown. He sued Louisville and Jeffersontown police, who both responded to the scene, for excessive force. LMPD is responsible for all but $5,000 of that $250,000 payout. It should be noted that when questioned, officers said the elderly man was non-compliant and refused to step outside, but that is not what is shown in the body cam footage. We asked LMPD today whether the officers were investigated or disciplined for that force or truthfulness, and the department has not yet responded.